That's how it'll be different.
Yeah, you're totally right. So yeah, it gives more room for that, and it's quite satisfying.
Du wirst es ihnen heute in der Veteranenhalle zeigen können.
Go to a new area for the
Und
first
jetzt
time.
lass mich
You
auch
feel
mal
like
in den
exploring it,
Spiegel
you
sehen.
don't know what's around the corner. You know what I mean?
But you might accidentally stumble upon the monster's nest, like way before you're meant to.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
you just have to like sort of run for your life, get out there.
yeah.
Yeah. It's also like the map gives away some, biomes.
Yeah, exactly.
So that's really nice. I think one of the best things about that is exploration, and the fact that that's in the main game is business as usual, which is good.
So a couple of other things before we finish. Then quest structure. There is going to be a campaign full on.
40 to 50
Okay,
hours.
Scott's
They
mouth.
said.
Yeah.
That's for single player
Musst du nicht
content.
sein.
That's not
Deine Rede wird
including
ihm
any of
gefallen.
the like multiplayer quests and the G rank quests, which are quite like the end game raidy type stuff that you're meant to co-op up for.
Yes.
And all the quests will be co-op as well. But like I said earlier, they'll be mentioned a few times already. But it's like the town or the city, I guess, where you can go back to
Hey, wie
in
geht's,
co-op.
meine
I guess you can go. Can you go back together?
I don't know if
Nach dem
it's a
Frühstück
social
könnten wir
thing.
ein
To be
bisschen
honest, that's one of the things
gute
I'm
Idee.
not sure about.
Yeah.
Any of the gameplay bits I've seen, you can get pets that you can find in the free roam area, like bugs and stuff like that. Nothing down in, like,
Fast
really
geschafft.
freedoms.
Es
You get
wird
like a
alles
hat
gut.
little butler
Ich
cat
liebe
that,
euch.
goes
Euch
around
beide.
calling
Wir
you
lieben dich auch.
Master, and he gives you access to the training room if you want to try out new combos. And it's just to show off your tails and skulls of enemies.
This is what I mean. This is what I mean. It's essential. That's like a game like Destiny is like dressing up is half of it, because like you're in a social area. There's a reason. There's kind of a little small reason. A lot. The reason there's a.
I'm retarded.
Versuch das nicht nochmal.
Was? Entschuldigung, Miss.
Was ist los, du Hübsche?
Das lief wunderbar. Ich bin begeistert. Oh, ich bin ja aufgewacht. Nur ich?
I didn't even fucking
Ich würde
split
mich
hair.
lange besser kennen.
Never mind.
Wirklich?
Ich. Anstatt
Und was dann?
Musik.
Ich
Verschwinden wir von hier.
Speed. I am Speed.
schon
Okay,
viel zu lange nicht mehr in der Stadt unterwegs. Danke.
the splits are so
Die
broken.
Bühne wird immer meine größte Liebe sein.
God.
Ich hoffe, das verstehst du. Ich kann mich einfach nicht zu sehr binden. Wir sehen uns bestimmt mal in Good Neighbor. Wenn ich da oben stehe und singe, werde ich an dich denken. Oh! Damn it!
Damn it!
Did Stefan summon the Queen of Spades without me? I can't believe he hasn't raised the stairs. Who's there? No way in. Wait for me! It was my turn. I miss you so much. Suddenly, I felt a sharp pain in my back, then in my legs. I fell to the snow-covered ground. My inflamed face touched pleasant coolness. I squeezed the cold, wet snow in my hands. I could feel the withered grass under the snow. My head was in a fog. Life is like sand slipping through my fingers, and I'm trying to catch it, but all I can do is pick it up from off the ground. Bit by bit, together with dirt that will never wash off. I felt the warmth. Everything becomes as it was before. It's like my mother was here. She stroked my head and sang my favorite lullaby.
the disturbing creatures that allegedly inhabit their land. Taking a pretty hefty amount of inspiration from Fatal Frame, Dreadout places you in the role of Linda, an Asian schoolgirl that, like many other Asian schoolgirls, has found herself at the center of a paranormal mystery that threatens both her life and the lives of her friends. Armed with nothing but a smartphone with the world's best battery life, she must do battle with a rogues gallery of photo-shy spirits and rescue her now demonically possessed friends. I hope you're ready to trudge through dimly lit swamps and skulk around rundown buildings, because the intro is over, and now it's time to... One of the things that I think is really neat about game development becoming more accessible to people is that it's allowed people from basically all over the world to get chances to try their hand at game development and put their stuff out there for people to play. I don't think it's any secret that game development is hard and expensive, and it's only getting worse as the technology behind a lot of it gets increasingly expensive and energy intensive. This has traditionally served as a barrier of entry for most of the world's population, but significant work has been taken up to let more people make the game of their dreams. Infamous examples of this kind of initiative. Dreadout is a survival horror game that takes some pretty heavy inspiration from Fatal Frame, but has one pretty big difference. Dreadout isn't really concerned with the history of the country, though. It's primarily focused on its folklore, which is expectedly filled with a bunch of spooky-ass monsters that are straight-up nightmare fuel. One of the defining aspects of Indonesian culture, at least from my American perspective, is the religious and spiritual aspects of it. I think it's probably pertinent to start talking about the video game. Like I said earlier, this bitch was funded on Kickstarter back in the day for the steep price of $29,000, which is like a fucking fraction of the budget of pretty much every game from crowdfunding back then. By the way, I've been saying Kickstarter this whole time, and it was... So anyway, these guys took the pocket change that people tossed at them and made a whole fucking horror game on the Unity engine, which was probably milked for all it was worth by Let's Players who probably made more money off of those videos than the devs did off of sales. If you forego watching people scream at the game and decide to scream at it yourself, you'll find a game that has a fair amount of jank, some weird design, really good atmosphere, and groundwork to be built off of in future efforts. One of the first things that I saw a lot of people say about this game is that it looks cheap, which it does, because it is. Again, in addition to this, a developer on the game said that Indonesia does not have much of a development industry, and what is there is primarily focused on mobile games. So the goal with Dreadout was not just to get the team's foot in the door, but also hopefully gain enough momentum to set the stage for a broader game development scene within the nation. Looking at it from that perspective, I can overlook some low-quality textures and the simplistic UI and appreciate the game for what it's trying to be, not a AAA extravaganza, but a small-scale experiment in game design that is basically just a bunch of people finding their creative footing and making something that they think is interesting. First things first, I appreciate that Dreadout is an actual game. It would have been so easy for these guys to just do what everyone else was doing at the time, and instead these guys were like, hey, you know what people really like in video games? Game mechanics, and so they actually put a few in there. Don't get me wrong, there's nothing that's super in-depth here, but there's some fun puzzles and spooky encounters with ghosts. It's definitely amateur, but I really admire the devs' clear willingness to experiment with their capabilities and try and make use of the things that games have to offer as a medium, rather than just hiding their lack of experience behind art house pretensions and getting plastered with awards for it anyway. The story of Dreadout is that you're part of some high school class that's going on a field trip or something, but y'all get lost and end up in an abandoned town that's haunted by pretty much every ghost, wraith, demon, and ghoul in the whole nation. Your character, a girl named Linda, gets separated from the rest of the group and has to navigate the city and survive against the malevolent entities that are roaming the streets. The game opens up with this nightmare sequence or something that pretty much immediately throws you into the shit with bizarre imagery and a really lame jump scare that still got me because I'm a huge pussy. I don't know if y'all caught that, but the camera freaked out because I jumped and nearly sent my mouse across the room. So you wake up and everyone's in a minibus or something. What the fuck are they doing back there? You got Linda, the main character, her best friend Ira, Shelly, a kid named Donnie, some dude whose name I completely forgot, and the teacher, Miss Siska. These may seem like a cast of supporting characters, but in actuality they all fuck off pretty quick and you spend most of the game alone, which is pretty standard for a survival horror game since it's a whole genre built off of isolation. There's also this road that you can go down at the very beginning, and I actually spent like 20 minutes trying to get to the end of it, but eventually I just said fuck it and turned around. You cross the river and enter this abandoned town where your group finds a rundown school and they go in without you and Ira, who try to fucking strangle each other. Maybe it's a cultural thing. Then it gets dark, y'all two go in and Ira disappears. Cue start of the game proper. One thing I forgot to mention is that the dream sequence at the beginning was Act 0, whereas the road and the school are Act 1. As you can probably guess, based on the background footage, it was a fairly ominous establishment, definitely not conducive for adolescent learning, especially when shit like this happens.
Lynn! Linda!
Yeah, if I went to this school, I'd drop out real fucking quick. You get introduced to the first few real deviants that this game throws at you, which includes some ghost lady, a giant pig with a human head, which I found profoundly upsetting, and this bitch in a red dress that's kind of like the final boss for the chapter. Aside from these encounters, most of this section is focused on exploration. There's a lot of rooms in the school, and it has a really confusing layout that I'm not sure is architecturally sound, but I also mispronounce it through the back door of the main hall, and obviously you need to find a key to do that, which requires you to search a lot of rooms, solve a puzzle that I have absolutely no idea how the fuck you're supposed to figure it out, and fight a non-2020s approved boss in this hidden daycare or something. Act 2 is longer and more set-piece driven, with the greatest amount of gameplay between all 3 acts. There's a neat dichotomy between the action-focused parts of this act and the slower puzzle sections, and whatever they were going for here. The funniest moment I had in this part of the game was probably this boss fight with, I don't even know what the hell you're supposed to call this thing. For the most part, the fight is straightforward, but it progressed to this point where the dude just kept grabbing me and snapping me like a twig over and over. I couldn't pause the game, so I just said, fuck it, left the game running while I googled what the hell I was supposed to do here, and right as I found out that the solution was to not do anything, not press any buttons and let the thing think you were already dead, that solution played out while I had my browser open, so I beat this boss without even having the game open, which I thought was pretty entertaining. As far as the story goes, pretty much everything that's of actual narrative importance happens in this act. Donnie gets possessed by a spirit and chases you through a shantytown before he gets the old neck snap. You find Shelly and Miss Siska, you go and leave them behind to do some exploring, but when you return, Shelly is dead and Miss S is over and out. That other dude from the beginning of the game is just sort of gone and never gets mentioned again, and Ira has been possessed by some fucked up doll that you have to play the spookiest game of 20 questions with. Aside from some of the spooky shit that I've already talked about, you go up against these little goblin bastards that try to copy your phone, a poltergeist that tosses all this shit around, this spooky mirror puzzle that took me forever to figure out, and this leaping ghost chick that was a surprising amount of fun to deal with. This all caps off in the final sequence where you discover some hidden bedroom in the mansion where you have this encounter, which I found greatly upsetting. I didn't even jump at this part or even really get scared. This shit just bothered me. But after this scene, you get transported back to the school where you have one final encounter with the red ghost lady. This is actually a surprisingly complex battle. It's like a really extended puzzle sequence where you have to deal with all this clever shit that the ghost tries to pull on you, like this part where you're floating in a void, but there's actually all these invisible halls that you have to navigate using your phone's camera. Really clever stuff. Anyway, you take a bunch of unflattering pictures of Ghost Girl and threaten to post them on Instagram if she doesn't leave you alone, so she fucks off after one final surreal sequence, and you get an ending that I didn't really understand, where Linda starts puking in the main room of the school, but also still makes it out and becomes like a superhero or some shit. I don't know. This went over my head. Like I said earlier, the game is mechanically simple and definitely shows its low budget in some areas, but overall it's an enjoyable experience and it lays a pretty good groundwork for expansion and refinement, something that developers also saw considering they I'll get to them whenever I get to them. For now, we're leaving it off at this initial entry and moving on to other things. If you're really into survival horror stuff and want a fun little game to spook the shit out of you, then definitely check this one out since it manages to overcome its jank and stand among its peers as a fairly decent entry in the genre. Now, if you'll excuse me, I'm gonna go re-download that ghost hunting app that everyone had on their phones back in the day and see what strange entities I can find. Hey everybody, if you made it this far into the video, I just want to say thanks. It means a whole lot.
Uangnya belum cukup. Mungkin seharusnya saya ambil lebih banyak barang berharga di sana. Gak boleh buang-buang waktu buat cari barang-barang berharga yang bisa digadaikan.
Guru menutup teleponku. Aku menatap cermin sambil menahan takut. Tampak bayanganku di sana. Tapi di belakangku ada sesosok perempuan. Tapi tak ada siapapun di sana. Mungkin aku kelelahan sampai berhalusinasi. Terdengar suara decitan di cermin di belakangku. Seperti ada yang sedang menulis di kaca. Perlahan, aku menoleh ke cermin. Di cermin, kini ada tulisan, "Jangan lihat dia." Aku bergegas keluar dari apartemen. Aku tak mau berlama-lama di sini. Sontak, aku menoleh ke belakang. Wajahnya mengerikan. Aku tak mau terjebak di dimensi lain. Sudah cukup mengerikan pengalamanku di kamar apartemen tadi. Aku hanya ingin pulang ke rumah. Aku lalu menekan angka-angka di kertas itu dalam urutan terbalik. Berharap kutukan itu tidak terjadi.
Oh, cosplayer. Menjiwai peran sekali. Misi Mbak. Kak Dimas. Kak Dimas. Duh, di mana ya?
Sini, ke atas. Siapa ya? Amira ya? Itu tuh, lewat tangga.
Di mana dusnya?
Di dalam aja ya, di atas meja.
Oh.
Gimana? Tadi persiapan acaranya? Lancar?
Lancar dong.
Capek nggak?
Capek sih enggak. Cuma agak bingung aja sama ruangannya.
Oh iya, di sini emang denahnya nggak biasa.
Gitu. Tapi seru sih Kak. Bakal rame ya kayaknya. Tadi juga ketemu cosplayer yang jadi kuntilanak tuh. Udah lihat belum Kak?
Hah?
Dia kayak pakai bau-bauan yang aneh gitu. Gak enak banget deh. Kayak beneran.
Cosplayer? Di mana?
Di lorong belakang itu Kak. Yang deket tangga kantin.
Semua pendengar kita arahin masuk dari depan sih. Areanya juga kita batasin di sini aja. Kalau kamu sampai nyium bau yang aneh, kayaknya yang kamu lihat tadi versi originalnya deh.
Hah? Maksud kakak?
Iya, yang kamu lihat itu asli. Tapi itu bukan penghuni sini, itu dari luar. Nanti kalau kamu ketemu yang kayak gitu lagi, jangan kamu lihat ya, nunduk aja. Atau lihat ke arah lain.
Aduh, seumur umur aku belum pernah lihat gituan Kak. Jadi nggak tahu.
Nah makanya jangan dilihat. Kalau kamu makin sering lihat, mereka kesenangan dan jadi makin sering nampakin ke kamu.
Oke deh. Kalau mereka nyamperin kita, gimana Kak?
Tahan napas aja ya, sambil jauhin mereka. Jangan nengok-nengok ke belakang, oke?
Oh gitu ya. Jadi kalau ketemu gituan, jangan dilihat, tahan napas, pergi. Dan jangan dilihat lagi, gitu Kak?
Betul.
Duh, amit-amit deh, jangan sampai ketemu lagi.
Oh ya, nanti tolong matiin lampu room 159 ya. Tahu kan saklarnya di mana?
Tahu Kak, tahu. Sekarang aja deh aku matiin lampunya. Aku pamit ya Kak.
Oke, hati-hati. Thank you ya.
Siap Kak. Ria, pulang aja ya. Badan kamu anget gini.
Gak apa-apa. Cuma butuh tidur sebentar. Biasanya juga enakan kalau udah tidur.
Ya udah, kamu istirahat dulu aja. Mau minum yang hangat-hangat nggak? Teh manis atau
Kopi hitam.
kopi? Katanya mau istirahat. Nanti nggak bisa tidur loh.
Bisa.
Oke. Bentar, aku bikinin ya. Yah, habis lagi galonnya. Di mana ya airnya? Ini sih harus bikin di kantin. Ria, aku ke kantin dulu ya.
Halo.
Halo?
Aku, Kanti.
Kamu kaget.
Iya, nggak apa-apa. Siapa tadi? Kanti?
Iya, Kanti.
Ini di mana?
Gak tahu. Aku juga terjebak. Diam saja.
Hah? Terjebak gimana?
Takut sekali. Banyak yang jahat. Sembunyi. Jangan kasih tahu ya.
Enggak. Siapa yang jahat?
Banyak. Serem deh. Kamu tahu.
Terus aku gimana keluarnya dari sini?
Aku juga nggak tahu. Tolongin. Mau keluar.
Tolongin. Gimana caranya?
Takut. Aku cerita saja. Dengerin. Mau?
Kamu mau cerita apa?
Aku nyasar. Bingung. Ditutup gerbangnya. Gak bisa keluar. Dengerin. Kasih tahu orang-orang.
Oh, kamu mau cerita tentang kamu dibacain di siaran radio?
Iya.
Kalau ditulis agak repot. Biasanya sih direkam.
Ya, boleh.
Maaf, aku nggak bisa lama-lama di sini.
Roh jahat ganggu. Temanmu sakit.
Iya, dia sakit. Terus jahat apa? Maksudmu Ria diganggu?
Iya. Kunci pintunya. Nanti kabur.
Duh, aku harus segera nemuin Ria. Permisi, Nek. Punten. Maaf, Nek. Mengganggu.
Tidak apa. Nin sedang menunggu cucu saja.
Oh, cucu Nin kerja di sini?
Tidak. Usianya baru 5 tahun. Dia belum lama meninggal karena ditumbalkan.
Turut berduka cita ya, Nek.
Ayahnya sendiri, anak Nin, yang menumbalkan cucu Nin. Katanya, kalau cara kita meninggal tidak wajar, kita akan tersesat. Ternyata betul. Nin yakin cucu Nin juga pasti kebingungan menghadapi kematiannya.
Maaf, kalau Nin sendiri kenapa ada di sini?
Tidak tahu. Nin sakit hati. Anak Nin tega melakukannya demi kepentingan pribadi. Tidak lama lagi, anak menantu Nin pasti kena juga. Dia baik hati, tidak seperti anak Nin.
Jadi sekarang Nin cari cucu Nin?
Iya, kamu punya mainan tidak? Supaya cucu Enin datang.
Cucu Nin suka layangan nggak? Ada di lapang basket. Nin ambil aja.
Sudahlah, merepotkan saja. Enin tidak tahu harus kemana lagi. Hanya di sini tempat yang aman. Kamu anak baik. Kamu pasti mau menolong Enin.
Tolong apa, Nin? Saya cuma manusia biasa. Gak punya ilmu apa-apa.
Kamu tahu kan rasanya kehilangan teman? Kita harus cari orang yang kita sayang.
Iya, Nin. Nin mau apa?
Kamu mau cari temanmu kan?
Iya. Nin tahu teman saya di mana.
Nin tahu. Ayo, Nin bantu cari temanmu. Kamu bantu Nin cari cucu Nin ya. Anak baik.
Tapi saya nggak tahu cucu Nin di mana.
Nin tahu. Maka dari itulah Nin harus masuk ke tubuhmu. Biar Nin yang memimpin.
Enggak, Nin. Aku nggak mau. Aku harus cari temanku.
Temanmu sudah tidak mengenalimu. Kamu juga tidak mengenalinya. Dia mengejarmu, meminta pertolonganmu. Tapi kamu gak dengar.
Hah? Maksud Nin? Jangan, Nin. Berhenti. Aku gak mau.
Anak baik.
Pergi. Ria. Ria, udah
bangun?
Hah? Ria, kamu
minum kopinya. Kamu kenapa sih? Udah sembuh?
gimana? katanya mau cerita.
Kamu tahu, aku terjebak. Aku mati karena orang-orang jahat. Udah mati. Banyak setan jahat.
Mereka gangguin kamu.
Aku mau keluar. Di sini seram. Banyak darah di mukanya. Kadang di sana. Takut.
Mungkin itu cuma penampilannya aja. Karena akhir hidupnya terluka, jadi mukanya berdarah. Kamu juga begitu?
Enggak, aku cantik.
Iya, kamu cantik, manis. Tapi kepalanya miring gini. Kenapa?
Oh iya. Jatuh. Sakit semua. Patah lehernya.
Aduh, aku turut prihatin ya. Maaf gak bisa bantu apa-apa.
Gak apa-apa, dengerin aja. Cuma mau ngobrol. Senang.
Iya. Tadi kamu bilang temanku diganggu roh jahat.
Iya, dia capek, sakit. Roh jahat nakal. Kasihan.
Temanku sekarang hilang. Gak tahu kemana. Kamu lihat dia gak?
Gak bisa lihat. Gelap.
Oh iya. Maaf. Duh, aku cari kemana ya?
Di atas dianya. Nangis. Sendirian.
Ria? Di atas mana? Lantai 2?
Iya. Gini dia. Kayak aku. Kamu tolongin sana.
Aduh. Iya, aku cari temanku dulu ya. Bola.
Sini. Kamu aman di sini.
Iya. Makasih. Kamu anak siapa?
Bukan anak. Sudah besar.
Oh, maaf. Saya kira kamu manusia apa tuyul?
Jul. Aku Jul. Bukan tuyul.
Maaf. Jadi kamu sudah meninggal atau belum?
Ya, mati. Tapi diculik, dipukuli tuyul. Mereka marah. Nggak suka aku. Padahal aku nggak jahat. Mereka jahat.
Kamu diculiknya di sini?
Enggak. Aku kabur. Lari jauh sekali. Terus sembunyi di sini.
Kamu kok bisa jadi begini wujudnya?
Pesugihan.
Oh, pesugihan. Yang melihara tuyul ya?
Iya, tuyul. Nggak kasih dia mencuri. Bisik-bisik. Orang mau beli. Jual apa saja. Dapat uang banyak. Oh, aku sudah banyak.
Enggak, makasih. Uangku masih cukup kok.
Banyak uang itu senang. Tapi sebentar saja. Istriku sakit, nyusuin tuyul. Dia mati. Aku sedih. Kamu ikat saya. Nyusuin tuyul. Mau? Saya kasih kamu uang banyak.
Enggak. Aku mending cari uang sendiri.
Cari uang itu susah. Jul tak ada teman, sendirian. Semua iri, ingin Jul jatuh. Tapi Jul kuat. Nggak jahatin mereka. Apa yang Jul buat untuk Jul? Senangnya, sedihnya, sakitnya. Nggak jahat.
Iya, nggak jahat kok. Jul baik.
Jul baik saja.
Maaf, aku nggak bisa lama-lama. Temanku hilang. Aku harus cari dia.
Temanmu diculik seperti aku. Roh jahat itu di sana.
Terus aku harus gimana?
Manusia harus berani lawan roh jahat.
Terus aku harus gimana?
Nggak tahu. Tanya nenek saja.
Nenek? Nenek siapa?
Dengarkan nyanyiannya.
Nyanyian? Kok hilang?
Кто-то доиграется.
Понаберут же по объявлению. Сколько можно повторять? Давай бегом вокруг дома. 3 круга. Побежал. Бежать, я сказал! Чё смотришь? Беги! Ну! Не пон...
Ну ладно.
Ну куда ты пинаешь, а? Вот же дебилы.
Метлу в руки и пошел, чтобы ни единой соринки не было.
А я говорил!
Если нечем мыть пол, значит будешь мыть унитаз. Баран. Фу! Ты чё, совсем охренел? Ну, держись!
Разве тебе не ясно было сказано? Ха!
Oh my god. Okay. Don't panic. Don't panic. I will get out of here.
If you're hearing this, I'm probably dead. The doctor came today. tried to of the importance of his work.
Just said.
David, honey, you can't sleep? Oh, darling, just eat a candy. I left you the whole bowl on your nightstand, as always. Eat the candy and go to bed, honey. Come, give me a kiss. That wasn't so bad, was it? David? Don't worry, it's alright. Mommy's here. You're safe now. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. Little sounds around the walls, creaks and bumps and scrapes and all, to come alive. Bits and pieces left behind. More and more the darkness comes. You and me will have some fun. Scream